Alright, this is Al from the NYC Z31 YouTube channel. I want to go ahead and describe to you all the intercooler piping setup that I've gone with. As you all remember, the certified muffler piping kit didn't work, so we had to go ahead and fabricate our own. Alright? Just a general overview. You want to take a look over here. Like I said, my objective with my piping was to keep the AC compressor. So this is what we've gone with. Here's one pipe going from the intercooler to the throttle body. And then over here, we've got the piping going from the turbo to the intercooler. And then over here we have my intake piping. Alright? It's still a work in progress. I still need to build a heat shield to keep the air coming up from the radiator from hitting into the intake. But this is what I have so far to show you all. Alright? First, let me talk about the intake piping. The intake piping is all 3 inches. Alright? Still got the stock mass airflow sensor. Alright? But once I get my injectors on, I'll go ahead and put the Cobra airflow sensor on there. We have to fabricate this pipe right here, which goes behind the motor mount. If you notice, I installed the polyurethane motor mounts. You want to get these because these open up a lot of space where the motor mount is. So that'll give you the extra space you need to go ahead and put that intake piping in there. The turbo that I had, or the turbo that I got rather, the 57 trim T3 T4 is a 3-inch inlet. So I went with 3-inch piping. Alright, pretty simple. Now, for the turbo to the intercooler. Coming out from the turbo is a 90-degree silicone coupler. 90-degree silicone coupler. Alright. Then the pipe comes under the AC compressor and then actually goes through the fender. Alright, we cut a hole through the fender and the pipe goes straight through the fender. Alright. Now, my wheels are 9 inches wide. I have 255 tires and there's plenty of clearance. Even when I have the wheel turned all the way to the right, there are absolutely no clearance problems. You'll see where the pipe comes through the fender. We took some rubber and riveted it around the pipe, which creates a good seal. Alright, the pipe then comes under, and there's another 90-degree bend right where the frame rail is. Alright, we had to cut a little bit where that frame rail to fit the pipe, and we welded a bracket so that we could attach the bracket to attach the pipe to the frame rail. Alright, so that keeps the pipe nice and rigid. And then from there it goes right into the intercooler. Alright. Then coming out, goes through the intercooler, comes out the top. And then the pipe coming out of the intercooler comes over the radiator. And it goes through here. Alright. This cross brace bracket here, we have to cut that bracket and also cut this area over here to fit the pipe. Alright. But once you fit the pipe there, you don't really see any of the cutting that we've done. Alright, so it looks very clean. We have a nice big thick rigid coupler here. Alright, here we have the rest of the piping going to the throttle body. We put this coupler here because the motor will move a little, and so this will allow for some movement. Alright, and again, here's the rest of the pipe going to the throttle body. The piping is 2.5 inches all around. Alright, or the intercooler piping rather, it's 2.5 inches all around. Alright, now where the pipe comes up here, over here on the hood, you want to take the insulation off and cut the hood supports. There's a hood support here, hood support here. You know, do your cuts here, and that'll allow the pipe to clear the hood. Okay. Here we have my blow-off valve, an HKS SSQV blow-off valve. There's the flange right there, welded on. These pipes were powder coated. Alright, so they won't chip, won't scratch, resistant to heat. I think it's much better to just go ahead and get them powder coated rather than try to spray paint them yourself. Here on the bottom of the blow-off valve, I bought the recirculation fitting, and then I got this piece of radiator hose from AutoZone, which will bring the air coming out of the blow-off valve right back into the intake, just behind the mass airflow sensor. Alright, this is a 1-inch hose. 1-inch hose. And then, let's see, what else? Over here, we also welded on 2 nipples. One for the idle control solenoid, right over here. Again, Some people get rid of this, but I don't see why you want to get rid of something, the computer, that allows the computer to control the idle. So again, I want to keep my car as whole as possible. So I kept the AC, kept my idle control, trying to keep as much stuff as possible. Alright, so that's the overall objective with the intercooler piping. And go ahead and post your questions and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Alright, right now I'm only running a little bit of boost. Once I get my fuel taken care of, my bigger injectors, my mass airflow sensor, and we can go ahead and turn up the boost and see what this damn turbo can do. Thanks.